I'm often asked, what are the keys to raising Christian kids in the culture that we live in today? And certainly it's tough, but we've got to remember it's always been tough. Imagine you were in the early church. And there's a lot of things we can do, but I think there's one thing that's perhaps more important than anything else, and that is that we remember it doesn't all lie upon us. In Ezekiel, the Lord talks about, I'm tired of hearing this saying where the fathers eat sour grapes and the children's teeth are turned on edge. And I think one of the things that happens is we always obviously want to do the best we can to set an example and a series of other things that make a difference. But we have to start by turning our kids over to the Lord, because at the end of the day, there is nothing we can do to guarantee outcomes. Often we get the idea that if we raise our kids right, everything will work out right. And I love to go back to that passage right at the beginning of our Bible in the Garden of Eden, where you have perfect parenting. If you want to call God the parent there, you have a perfect environment, and you have absolutely no sin nature, and you still have rebellion. And I want to tell you, that was one of the most important things for Nancy and I to keep in mind as we were raising our kids, who by the grace of God are walking with Jesus today and really had no major area of rebellion as they were growing up, is that our job was to create an environment and do the best we can. And then after that, it was between them and the Lord. And that takes so much pressure off. And I think one of the positive things it does is it keeps us from being kind of that helicopter parent that overreacts to every little issue and every little question and every little sin that shows up in the lives of sinners, which is exactly what we are and exactly what our kids are. So at the end of the day, you walk with Jesus the best you can, and you set that example. And the pattern of life is going to be, you are going to get what you are. But do not take too much credit when the Lord is gracious and blesses you. And do not take too much blame when things go sideways.